Let's move on now to the third email today. And our third email today comes to us from one of our Patreon supporters, Vrinder Singh. And thank you for being a Patreon supporter, Vrinder. Do you think Marvel are getting overconfident with the marketing of Endgame? Sure, us movie nerds are going to watch the film anyway, but I wonder if the casual movie-going audience will look at these trailers and think Endgame won't be as exciting as Infinity War. Could this backfire on Marvel? All right, now, Rob, get ready, because I know you and I are going to disagree on this one. And that's fine, but here we go. So here's my thought on this, Rinder. And this has been my criticism of the Endgame marketing up to this point. Now, remember, I still am of the belief we are going to get another trailer on April 2nd.
And I agree with you.
don't know that. Yeah, I don't know that. I might be wrong, but that's what I think. And I love this new trailer. As somebody who is already a hardcore fan of the MCU, that trailer was designed for me and designed probably for many of you. That's who this trailer was designed for. Here's the interesting thing. For those of us who have been yelling and screaming, myself including, and evacuating our bowels and having to change our underwear several times from watching this trailer, the fact of the matter is, the fact that I got so excited about this particular trailer, the fact that you got so excited about this particular trailer, just kind of proves the point, though, that I was already somebody who was going to buy my tickets for opening day regardless. These trailers for Endgame, while they have certainly had their merit, and I love this newest one, we talked at length about it. I love this new trailer, but there's really no denying it was a trailer that was specifically targeted to a group of people who were going to be there opening night one way or the other. Like, for all of us who are losing our minds about this trailer, that's great, but the very fact that we're losing our minds just proves that we were going to be the ones who were going to be there opening day, even if this new trailer had never come out. Even if it had never come out, those of us who got excited about that trailer, we were going to be there opening day anyway. It didn't change anything for me other than increasing my excitement level. But for somebody like, and I thought Ashley made a really interesting point yesterday, Rob. Ashley brought up an interesting point when she said, my friends who aren't really into the MCU, they look at this trailer and it just makes them feel more intimidated about going to go see it than increasing their desire to go see it. And that has kind of been, she just kind of illustrated what I've been very poorly trying to say for a couple of months now about the marketing for this thing, is that to me, the trailers for Endgame right now have all been for the club. They've been ads targeted at people who are in the club already, and not, at the end of the day, going to increase by $1 the box office because it's not reaching beyond the walls of our club. That's why I still really, really think that this next trailer, and I believe there is going to be another trailer, and this trailer will be the one that reaches beyond the walls of the club. It's a trailer that's going to get somebody who is not intimately familiar with the MCU going, ooh, hey, I don't know the MCU, but this trailer looks fantastic. This looks exciting and fun and blah, 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 and want to get those people out to the theater. Because right now, I'm still of the belief that this marketing campaign has not done much to get people to come to these movies who weren't already coming to the movies, and your trailers, your marketing has to reach beyond those borders to get more people in. Anyway, that's kind of how I'm seeing it. Rob, tell me why you disagree.
I respectfully disagree with you, John. If this movie was being released in a vacuum, I'd say, okay, this is the 22nd movie in the 11th year of the MCU.
Insane.
In theaters right now, we have Captain Marvel, who is basically also marketing this movie. I mean, she's on the poster for Endgame. She's in the trailer, and we see her interact with Thor on Endgame. I mean, even if you're a casual moviegoer and you're not, you don't follow the MCU, and maybe you've seen one or two and you like Thor and you saw Captain Marvel and you see the fact that there's a movie coming out where Thor and your new hero Captain Marvel are in a movie together. This is a perfect example. You've got a movie in theaters right now. It's asymmetric marketing. It's asymmetric warfare. I mean, the idea of the Thanos snap is now part of the pop culture lexicon. They reference it all over the place. It gets referenced in the news stories. It gets referenced on talk shows. Thanos is dropped. It's the same way when Star Wars came out. If you go back and you look at the old book, The Art of Star Wars, in the back, they've got newspaper articles and political cartoons that were part of the day that were coming out from all over the place. There was Star Wars cartoons in the Wall Street Journal. They made economic references, and then they would bring up something about economics and show Darth Vader. I mean, I think that this movie, the MCU is now such a part of the fabric of pop culture that even if you're a casual moviegoer, I refer back to my mom, who's going to be 80 next month. My mom, she asked me about Captain Marvel. Should she go see it? And I told her, yes, she should go see it. And I think that this is now part of our cultural heritage. It's our modern mythology. And I think it's okay that there isn't anybody that isn't part of the club. There's only people that don't care about the club, because we're all part of the club. I always talk about the post-geek singularity. We're all part of it. They're never going to go after somebody who doesn't know anything about this movie, because there isn't anybody that doesn't know anything about this movie. Everybody does. And so that's what they're doing.
Here's the thing, though. Let's look back just at the last big event, all right? Because you're talking about...
Which was last Friday?
The big event, I'm going to guess, is going to go back to Infinity War. But you bring up the Captain Marvel thing. Again, just proves my point. You're saying it's going to excite you because Captain Marvel's in it. Yeah, that's cool for people who are already watching the MCU movies. Let's go back to Infinity War for a second. When those trailers were coming out, I remember members of my own family who are not big into comic book movies or anything like that. They saw the trailers for Infinity War. They had no flippin' idea who the big purple guy was. Why are his mittens too big? They had no idea they hadn't seen Black Panther, so they had no idea who Black Panther was. But there were people who knew little to nothing about the MCU that saw the marketing for Infinity War and go, oh, I got to get on this train. Whatever this train, I got to get on this because this looks awesome. And thus, the box office record that was at 200 and something million got destroyed up to 250 million, because that was a marketing campaign that reached beyond the walls of the club, and we're bringing in people who otherwise were just not all that interested in the MCU, but those trailers made them want to go see it. And I contend that these trailers are not going to accomplish what those trailers did. These trailers are doing a great job of exciting the existing fan base, and you got to do that. You do have to do that. You want to keep your blood and my blood, the raging nerds.
Sure.
You got to keep us excited, and they've done that. But I contend that what this marketing campaign has not done, that the Infinity War campaign has done, has been to reach beyond its walls and get people who are either lukewarm or not normally all that interested in the MCU salivating to go see this MCU movie. And I think they need a trailer that does that. They've done a good job exciting the base. That's me and you. But they haven't done that job that would get like some of my family members like Infinity War going, oh, I haven't been interested in this before, but now I'm interested. These trailers aren't going to do that.
But wait a minute.
Not going to do that.
I think you might be underestimating the fact that these trailers are looking to sort of tickle a different part of our psyche. Whereas before you show lots of action, you show Thanos, you show the giant purple guy with the big mittens. People are like, what is that? I don't know what that is. But here's a movie that goes after emotion. Here's a movie that's going after, here's a team of people banding together. And I think everybody across the world understands what that means. A group of these people, these extraordinary men and women of different walks of life are coming together to accomplish a goal, because clearly, if you had never seen what's going on, the world is a sad place, and everybody gets that. And here's a group of people that are going to band together, and they're going to get it done. And it's just a different way of appealing to people. You can appeal to them through action and adventure and all that, or you can appeal to them through emotion. And I think, if my mom watched this trailer, Infinity War would have turned my mom off. I haven't asked her about the Endgame trailer because she hasn't seen it yet, because she could barely work the internet. But I think if she did see this trailer, my mom would say, well, this movie looks good to me because she can relate to emotion. And she might not know who are those people? Why are they astronauts? Is it the right stuff? What is this? But she could understand and that the heartstrings that are being tugged, she would get that. It's just a different kind of appeal. So I think that maybe the general audience, you're underestimating the fact that they only want one kind of attraction, which is dangling the carrot, dangling the whiz bang. Let's put a bunch of images. But what about going for the heartstrings, man? This trailer goes for the heartstrings.
I agree, except I think this trailer,
like a great sports trailer during the Olympics.
For the heartstrings to be pulled, though, I think for these trailers, it assumes a certain amount of familiarity with what's going on. And again, with the Infinity stuff, you didn't need to know what was going on to appreciate what we're seeing. And I think you can see trailers for dramas where you don't need to have a pre-existing set of knowledge to really understand what the drama is they're going for. Like who's going to know? Somebody's not familiar with the MCU. Who's going to know what's the significance of Paul Rudd standing there looking confused? Like, what's all that mean?
You see missing posters.
They need to do a better job.
I'll tell you something. Wait, a friend of mine who lives in the Midwest, my friend Amy, she has a son, and they go to these movies together. It's like their thing. It bonds them together.
That's some good parenting right there.
Good parenting, right? And she always comments whenever I put on something on my Facebook page about how excited they are. And I posted this poster and I put "My soul is on fire." That's all I wrote. And I got all these people commenting, and she's like talking about how excited her and her son is. Now they're part of the club. They're part of the club. But the fact that she's a mom, she's a mother, and these Marvel films are family outings. And I think, man, this appeals to. You don't have to have tons of violence. You can just go with the characters and the heartstrings, and people are still excited.
But again, you just prove the point. They're already part of the club, and it's getting us excited. I'm just saying, if they want to break these records, and who doesn't want to break records? But if they want to come out and break that $252 million opening weekend record and do all that, that means you've got to get people who didn't go to the last one to come to this one now. Right? Like if you're going to break the opening weekend record, all of us were going to go see it 3 or 4 times anyway. But if you're going to break this record, you can't just get everybody who already saw the movie. You got to continuously be bringing in new audiences. You have to continuously be bringing in new customers. And
Captain Marvel did. The female audience, the MCU's got moms coming in that never saw one before.
Captain Marvel really played to that in their marketing. Captain Marvel did that in their marketing. This movie isn't doing it yet. So I hope they do. Because I want to see them. I want us to be talking, because this movie's going to be awesome. And ultimately, that's the only thing that really matters. But I would love for us to be able to talk come the end of April about how, oh my God,
we will.
Marvel's done it again. They've smashed the opening weekend record. And right now, I'm not convinced that's going to happen.
I think
so.
I'm not convinced it's going to happen.
I hope you're right. I just don't see them doing anything to bring in new audiences with this marketing campaign so far.
They should turn it into a national holiday, a world holiday. Endgame.
Because everybody's coming in. Everybody's going to call in sick anyway.
Yeah.
Everybody's calling in sick that Monday to go back see Endgame again. Might as well just make it a national. I love your idea.